Pattern testing. What is a pattern tester? And is that something that I would be interested in doing? Or something that you would be interested in doing? In today's video, I'm going to talk about my experience as a pattern tester and what a pattern tester is, and is this something that you would be encouraged to do? Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new to the channel, my name is Tremaine and I am so glad that you decided to join me today. Today, I'm going to be talking about pattern testing. In my last video, I was the pattern tester, or one of the pattern testers for this fancy flare dress by Designs by D. And it occurred to me to, share that experience and to maybe encourage you to become a pattern tester. So you're thinking, what is a pattern tester? Just go to Google and find out. A sewing pattern tester is someone who sews a pattern before it's released to the public, providing feedback on fit, clarity of instructions, and the overall design to help the designer improve the pattern. That's what we do in a nutshell. So, what does the pattern tester do? So we receive a pattern, usually in a PDF format. We sew the pattern or the project, and then we provide feedback to the designer. We would include notes on the fit of the garment, the clarity of the instructions, and suggestions for improvement. My typical approach to pattern testing is once I receive the pattern and the instructions, I will read through the instructions to get a high level understanding of the construction of the garment or the project. As I'm doing that, what I will do is I keep a notepad and pen nearby, and maybe I'll write down any grammatical errors in any steps that I see, and then also if there's any initial steps that I may need some clarification, I'll be like, just to provide some clarification on this step and write that down so that I can be able to provide that to the designer. Pattern pieces. Once the pattern pieces have been cut out, I will look at the pattern piece and see if there's anything glaring or missing from those pattern pieces. For example, let's just take this pattern piece here for the brim of this hat. So if you look here, there's nothing. However, so I would maybe notate that this one does have information, but I may notate that it doesn't say what the pattern piece is. It's the hat brim. What do you need? The interfacing, the fabric, and what pattern piece is it? Is it number 1? Is it number 3? Is it number 12? So maybe that type of information. Also, I would note if, say, this was the sleeve, and there were no notches. I would say, you need this piece is missing notches, or maybe a grain line or something of that effect. Anything that I believe that should be there that's missing that would help a sewist be able to complete the project. Once the pattern pieces are cut out, I read through the instructions a few times. I typically like to make a muslin. Specifically, if there's a bodice involved, I can usually like to do at least the instruction or do a muslin of a bodice to make sure I have the fit is good. It's based on the information that is provided, and it also gives me, again, that next level of construction and going through the steps to see if there's anything that is not clear in the construction steps. And then I provide that information to the designer, or provide that feedback to the designer. If the, for example, if the bust measurement for the pattern is supposed to be for a 40, and I'm a 40 and I get put it on and I'm like, it doesn't close, then maybe they need to, to check that out. So I would provide that type of feedback. Again, maybe the darts are a little too high, too low, too long, too short. Anything that I see that I believe may be something that I should bring to the designer's attention. Some things to keep in mind should you decide to be a pattern tester. There is a time commitment. Usually, the designers provide, maybe 2, 3 weeks, depending on the complexity of the project, to have the project completed, have the feedback presented back to them so that they can make their adjustments and be able to bring a quality pattern to market. The materials. Normally, you do not get, we have to provide our own materials, meaning your fabric, notions, etc. And as far as compensation, for the few times that I have been a pattern tester, I have not received any compensation. My compensation has been the one of the first ones to make the garment and have a pattern, and knowing that I was a part of helping a designer bring their vision to life and to the market. The question now becomes, how do I become a pattern tester? What I have seen is the designers will put out a call for pattern testers on the socials, Instagram, Facebook, whatever social platform that they use, asking for pattern testers. You fill out an application. They typically ask your contact information, your measurements, your age, confirm that you can commit to their time constraints, and they may have a few other questions depending on the designer. And they ask those questions, I believe, to make sure that there is inclusivity in sizing, the tester sizing, as well as the age range for the pattern. You'll find out whether or not you are selected. I think they get a lot, so sometimes you may not get a no. The no is you didn't get a reply back. But if you are one of the ones that are chosen, you'll get some type of response, and then they will give you the information to move forward in the whole pattern testing process. My final thoughts on pattern testing is it is an opportunity to be on the ground floor of a new pattern coming to light, coming to the market. You will be the first to have it. You can possibly learn a new skill or two, testing a new garment or project, and you get to meet new creatives, because there is usually a community of a space that the designer will put together, maybe a Facebook group. So all of the testers are there providing their feedback. So you may be meeting creatives that you follow or like, and now you guys are in a space sharing your thoughts on something and, making something come to life. So I hope this video has helped you and decide whether or not that becoming a pattern tester is something that you would be interested in. I hope this information was helpful to you. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel, because you do not want to miss the next shenanigans that's going to be happening here in the Sewing Cave. As always, have a great day and happy sewing.